At Mutable, the big focus that we have is around marrying compute with network. So instead of running applications or creating services that are just about putting compute based on regions or based on developers trying to think where the customer is going to be, it's really about automatically deploying applications when and where they're needed for the short duration. So you can take advantage of the efficiencies of at the edge of the network, there really isn't that much compute that everyone could have their own boxes or have prefixed things. So be able to take advantage of short-lived applications that spin up when they're needed, which is a huge portion of creating this ecosystem. Edge computing, the way it's situated is you're trying to create this fluidity of having compute as close to the end user as possible. And what that derives is it creates low latency, which we've all, I'm sure, mentioned before. But it also drives certain things that people don't necessarily jump at. One is jitter, which is more or less the deviation of the network. So up and down in that range. So if you're doing gaming, if you're doing streaming video, these things become an important part, especially with collaboration. But in addition to that, you also have the focus on security, because actually these packets, these applications, because they're not necessarily living across the internet, you can actually do segmentation where it's as secure as if it's on-prem. And that makes a huge world of applications that, if you just think about latency, is a very narrow view compared to when you talk about security, GDPR, and all those things that really take play. Versus the cloud is, it's like having a warehouse, right? Where you can have all these things available whenever you need it, but it's going to be in these centralized locations, and taking advantage of that is really limited in scope if you're going towards the future.